In this video, we're going to install the trailer valet. I'm going to replace the current trailer valet on my trailer. This is the JX5-S that I purchased for two reasons. One, I can use a tool to raise it up and down, and two, it has a flat plate and not a wheel. Now normally I would just unstrap these, see where they're put together. Typically you can peel them off, however these are glued on there pretty good, so I'm just going to take my cutter and try that. Oh, that worked good. That worked well. How's that? Speaky Ingy? Alright, I like that. So that was nice. Little cutter there. And let's see what the box has here. Let's see if we can get this open without destroying it. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Alright. Now you can't see what's in there. So, it definitely looks nice. Alright, here is the handle. And it's in a sealed bag, so I'll look at that in a second. Here is the words. Ooh, stickers. Alright, I like stickers. However, I'm a guy and I'm not allowed to read the instructions. And then we have the jack. And let's see what's going on here and getting the camera. See, it has a foot, not a wheel, a plate. And the plate should be, thought it was removable or something. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it can be removed. Not too worried about it. I also like the way it pivots. I like the way it's assembled to pivot onto the mounting frame. That's another reason I purchased it. You can see the end here where the tool goes on. You can put a socket over there once you figure out what size it is. And they also make a tool that you could put on there. You know, you can buy the ratchet-like socket to, if you want to. Alright, let me open up these bags and we'll continue. Alright, MSRP is $163. I paid $134. The sale price on Amazon. And of course I pay sales tax here in Virginia. And it was Prime, so I didn't pay for shipping. Technically you do pay for shipping, but that's another story. Also, I'm not worried about it being a rip-off, you know. So, you know, you got to be careful. You need to be careful with Amazon. Just some things you just do not want to purchase. Alright, well that's pretty nice. Alright, now I've got a bunch of these, probably 5 or 6, who knows. But that's okay, that's good, that's good. Some hardware seems to be acceptable. Looks like a good grade. Decent. Alright, I think I can do that. Maybe I'll put some Loctite on there. And let's see what this guy is. Looks like I'll have to cut it open. Alright, looks like we have a sticker, something for the toolbox. The drill attachment was included. Okay, well don't buy that separately. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if... Alright, so now I'm wondering if my screwdriver is powerful enough. Oh, nope, won't fit, dumbass. So, pardon my ignorance on this, but my 10 doesn't fit, 9's too small, 3/16 too small, 7/16 too big, so you need to put that in a drill or find some strange size socket. I don't know. It's like a tri-cut, you know, and it's just nothing is really working, so it's definitely unusual. So let's see what size this is. Alright, don't tell anyone I read the instructions. They said use a 1/2-inch drill, and that's why it's shaped like that, because the chuck clamps will squeeze right on there. And I couldn't find the size for this. This is like, you know, a non-standard. I couldn't get a metric or a standard size on there to fit, so let me measure it. And the reason for that is it is square. So you need a 12-point if you use a socket. So let me see if I can get one to fit. So my best fitting tool is a 9/16. So if you have a 9/16 12-point socket, you should be able to get it on there. The 9/16 really wouldn't go on there very well, even though the wrench would. But the 19/32, I could get the 19/32 on there. The mounting bracket has a hole in the center. Put the bolt through there like that. And it mounts to the jack. And notice it's a shoulder bolt, so that allows for the rotation. Alright, the instructions say this is a security bolt and you don't have to install it. But I don't see why not. Sounds like a good idea. I guess you could keep this separate and just stick it on the trailer when you need it. But I would think, you know, once you have it attached, it's not going anywhere. So, but if you're traveling or whatever, I'm going to put some Loctite on there and just screw it in, because it's going to be fairly permanent. We got a grease coupling right there. So I'll probably fill this thing up till it squirts out somewhere, because I don't trust the factory to fill them up. Alright, these nuts came off with 10 millimeter. Let's get both of those off. See what's underneath there. Alright, not too bad, I guess. Probably put a little bit of fresh grease in there. Lord, it looks to be in pretty good shape. Well, if you need to take it apart, you can just stick a screwdriver in there and pop that ring out, and it'll all just fall apart. Well, for now, I just redistributed the grease. It was all on the shaft, so I just moved it around and greased up the gears. No big deal. Alright, so these are carriage bolts, so they're easy to install. You just stick them in to the square, put the nut on, snug it up. Square side, round side. Easy enough. Just take my little lock nut here, and it's 10 millimeter. If you lose it, I have plenty of these in 10 millimeter. Alright, it says use electric or cordless drill. They specifically say that impact drills are not recommended. And they want you to use a 1/2-inch chuck. Alright, that sounds good. I don't see anything about greasing it up though. No, I'm not reading the manual. I'm not. Alright, here's my current configuration, and I'm trying to shield the camera from the wind, so we'll see in editing how successful I was. But anyway, it's okay. The wheel is welded on there, so I couldn't replace the wheel with the foot very easily. I'd have to rig up something, and it didn't look all that promising. You can see I have a lock on the handle to keep it from flopping around. because when it's horizontal and stowed and being towed, you know, the handle is swinging down here real low. All right, I'm up off the ground. Let's do a demo of that. All right, again, and it's not too bad. The wheel is very much a pain in the butt for me, though. I can't handle it. I mean, of course I can handle it, but I don't like it. All right, so let's switch it out. First thing we want to note is that the unit is on the left side. That's important. All right, 14 fit a whole lot better than the 9/16, so we'll just use the 14. Oh, this is going to be fun. Gotta just absolutely love the wind for camera work. It's absolutely terrible. Anyway, continuing on. All right, so I found the standard tools to fit better than the metric. So I'm using 5/8 for the bolt and 11/16 for the nut. And I'm going to install it and then show it because the wind is just really messing with the camera, the sound of the track on the camera. So let me get that done. All right, next are the washers. The flat washer is going on the bolt, and there's two sides, you know, the way they punch them out. There's like a flat side and a rounded side from the punch. I like to put the flat side against the part and the round side against the bolt head. And then the lock washer doesn't matter. It'll go through and the lock washer will sit on the nut side and hold the nut in place. I am also going to use some high strength Loctite. So if you see any red floating around there, that's what that is. Another installation detail before I get started. The bolts are going to go through this way, and the lock washer and nut is going to go on the back side here this way. So that's how that's going together. Also, you can only mount this on square tubing. If you have round tubing, it is not going to work. It's going to be terrible. You'll have a very bad experience, I promise you. All right, so I had to test fit it and figure out where the bolts go. This is very tight fit, probably from the powder coating. So I actually have to get them started this way and get them in there and then mount it. Fun. So there was a 1/2 inch gap, so I decided to fill it in with the foam that I have left over. Some packing, something I bought had this packing in it, and I'm going to lay it on top because all of the weight is going to be on the bottom bolts, and so I'll just have the top bolts resting on here. You'll see that later. So I was able to tighten it down far enough for a thread or two to come out. This one went in the furthest for some reason, I don't know why. So that is that, and there's the wind. All right, and I also had to mount it like this because I needed access to the bolt that goes in the back there. You don't have to install it, but I am going to. All right, off we go. All right, the unit locking bolt is 7/8, if I can get it on the picture here. Going to put a little juice on there. I didn't show this on the other bolts, but there we go. All right, I am able to put it on my drill, and it is not a 1/2 inch drill, it's 3/8, so we'll see how that goes. It's really not going to be under a load too often. All right, not going to need this anymore. I'll just move my resting plate over a little bit. All right, so clockwise is going to be down. Down. All right, so you definitely want a 1/2-inch drill. There's no doubt about that. So it just sucks the battery right down with the 3/8, and also it stops often. It's really not powerful enough to deal with it, and that's not even a load. I was going down. The trailer load was actually helping me push it down. So anyway, definitely 1/2-inch drill required. Looks like that gives me an excuse to buy a Milwaukee 1/2-inch drill. All right, so there you have it, easy peasy. I have a foot instead of a wheel. I have a locking hitch pin if I want to use it. That one seems okay. Very easy to operate, very easy to install, of course. Know which ones you need to purchase, whether it's the center or the side, and whether you need the 2,000 pounds or the heavy duty one like I have. But of course I have it on a really small trailer. I just like bigger is better. So anyway, that's what I did, and I hope you enjoyed the video.